Video so much later than I planned to come live, so I apologize in my lack of consistency. So if you guys are watching with me live, please say hello so I can say hi back to you. And then if you're watching on the replay, just hashtag replay, and I'll make sure to come back on later and say hi to you then. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about self-care in 5 minutes or less. That's right, that's what I said. Self-care has a really bad name or a bad rap on that it has to be something that you have to make all this time for, and that it's pretty much impossible as a mom or, whether you're working from home or working away from home. It can feel impossible when you're given this kind of unrealistic standard of what self-care needs to look like. So what I want to do with you guys today is kind of bust some myths around the whole idea of what self-care has to look like, and really give you just a really simple practice that I've kind of labeled my magical minutes method that just allows you to really bring self-care into your everyday life without kind of feeling overwhelmed by the whole idea of it. So before we get started on that though, you guys, I have a couple quick things to chat about. First thing is that if you are watching this on Facebook, I would encourage you to head on over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for each time that I come live, which is Monday to Friday, typically around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I have not been consistent with that this week for sure, which is okay. Life happens, right? So if you are here, welcome. And then, so that's that. So head on over to YouTube. On my YouTube channel, you will find things really revolving around my self-love at any size method that I've created that really captures the 6 key elements of what I have discovered in my own journey of finding self-love at whatever size I am through different things like our mindset, mindful movement, mindful eating, body image, mystic and holistic practices, and finally building community. So you will find things on there like different yoga practices, meditations, self-love topics, self-care topics, and interviews with other like-minded women as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, I would encourage you to head on over there. And then before we start today, I wanted to quickly remind you guys that I have my program called the SelfLove Revolution with Martina. That program is available right now for 40% off. This program is a transformative program that really helps you to really kind of encompass the whole self-love at any size mentality through all these kind of approaches that I just talked about. And what you will receive out of this is gaining confidence you never knew you had, the acceptance and respect of your body that you deserve, and just really showing up for life unapologetically and loving yourself unconditionally. And so if you are a person that feels like you struggle with body image, with your eating, with the way that you see yourself when you look in the mirror, this program is going to totally transform the way that you view yourself. And you can't not invest in your personal development and in yourself, because how else are we going to grow if we're not able to invest in our own growth? And I know as moms, it's a really hard thing to do. And I know the times that I have done it, I felt like puking because it's so hard to invest in yourself. And I totally understand that. But just in my own journey, the own growth, the amount of growth I have received from investing and putting myself, first in a lot of, not first, but putting myself really just, investing in myself too. Like I invest in my spouse and my kids and my home. So why wouldn't I invest in myself too? And with my program, it's 40% off right now, which is crazy. For the amount that you receive from it, like you get weekly coaching with me, you get weekly coaching with three of my super friends. So you get monthly aroma freedom sessions, you get monthly group Reiki sessions, and you also get monthly new moon intention setting sessions with some amazing women. So the investment alone is worth it just in the coaching you receive. Never mind that the program that goes with it, the coaching for life with me, and just having that community all around you that supports you as you go through this journey. And that is why my program is offered for life, because our self-love journeys are ones that really take it's a journey. It's not just a destination. It's a journey that we are always going to be going through. And so I want to be that person that stands beside you through that journey. And so with the different payment options that I have, this program can literally be $27 a month for a year, and you have paid for the program. I have a bunch of different options for payment, so please don't let that hold you back if that's something that is holding you back from signing up for this program, because it's such an amazing thing that has been created and developed and put my heart and soul into it. And I really believe that it's there to transform the lives of women and to make them see themselves in a different light and just show up for life with that confidence that we never knew we had. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that before, just in case you aren't able to watch this video to the end, just, because I just love it so much and I wanted to just share it. So anyway, let's get back to what we're going to talk about today, you guys. So today we're talking about self-care in 5 minutes or less. And so, like I've said, so self-care gets a bad rap because we are typically taught and kind of shown that self-care is like, okay, I'm going for a massage, and so I have to, get a babysitter for the kids. I have to make sure that they have snacks. I have to clear it with the husband. Like, there's all these things that usually revolve around like typical self-care things, which, yes, making time for massages is a beautiful thing if you're able to incorporate that into your routine. And, going for massages or going to a yoga class or going for, all those kind of more pampering types of self-care are important and are valuable. However, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is really taking the complexness out of self-care and bringing ourselves back to more of a simpler way to take care of ourselves more regularly and being able to fit it into our day without feeling overwhelmed by it. So the little method that I have come up with called the Magical Minutes Method allows you to really just take a brief, short moment throughout your day to connect to many different types of self-care, because there are like 6 different types of self-care that we can focus on. We have our like physical self-care, so moving our body. We have our spiritual self-care, so maybe that's, spending time with meditating or crystals or journaling, stuff like that. We have our emotional self-care, so that's taking care of how we're feeling and our thoughts, which could also be journaling too. Our mental self-care, so taking care of our mind, so whether that be asking for a break from whatever it is that's weighing on your mind, or talking to that person, or setting that boundary. Or maybe we're talking about personal self-care, so taking care of your body, whether it be painting your toenails, or having a nice long shower or a bath, or those kind of things. And then we have finally our practical self-care. So practical self-care would be things like taking care of your finances, looking at your budget, saving money towards something that you're looking forward to. These 6 key areas really play such a crucial role in order for us to live this, a typical balanced life. So how do we fit that all in? It seems super overwhelming, and I totally get that. But my little method that I've came up with allows you to just focus on one type of self-care at a time and just be able to set that timer on your phone or incorporate it into, life with your kids. So let's say the kids are sitting down to eat lunch. You guys have all eaten lunch, and then let's say you're going to color after lunch or something. So coloring could be the time that you are able to sit down to, set a 5-minute timer on your phone and just journal out your thoughts. Or, setting that 5-minute timer and, just taking a look at your, finances and seeing where everything is and seeing, what you need to do to kind of, making that phone call if you need to. But just really picking one thing at a time and being able to focus on that. If you're able to find 15 minutes in your day and set that timer 3 times, then that's awesome. That's awesome. And so then you've made 15 minutes for self-care. So really, what I like to do throughout my day is set those timers and really be intentional with my time. And so for that 5 minutes, I'm going to focus on, let's say, my spiritual self-care. So I'm going to do a meditation. And so then I have, checked off that area of my self-care for that day. Then it could be physical. So maybe I'll set a timer for 5 minutes and I'll do some yoga, whether it be in my kitchen or, in my living room or stuff like that. It's really just being intentional with your day is really the biggest part of self-care, is really just taking those short, brief moments that we have and finding that time for yourself and connecting to yourself. Oh, I see Corinne there. Hello, Corinne. I'm on like way later in the day today. So I think it's just super important to find those little moments and, maybe think them out in advance of like, okay, the kids are going to be doing, if you have kids at home, let's say, or a husband, because they're kind of the same sometimes, making sure they all have things that they're doing, and then take your 5 minutes. And that just really allows, like, 5 minutes, they will probably not even notice that you're gone unless you have very tiny people in your life. But I know in my house, if I was to set a timer for 5 minutes and do that thing that I wanted to do, no one would probably really notice. So, it's not like you're taking time away from your family. It's really just making that allows you to be more present for the time that you have with your family when you're able to take those short, brief moments during your day to just take care of yourself. So in my community, that's kind of all I wanted to chat to you guys about today, is just kind of going over that little method with you of really just, I have actually a cool little worksheet that I give out to people in my community. Let's see here. If you guys are in this community, you will be able to find it. If not, if you head into this community, imperfectlyperfectyou.ca, which is my group that really just helps women to empower each other to find self-love at any size through many different holistic, mystic approaches. And one of those things that we focus on is self-care. So within that community, I have created a worksheet that takes you through. You could print it off and have it on your table, and it allows you to just really think about the 6 key areas of self-care and being able to write down, what are things that you can do in those little 5-minute increments. So you have that list that you can just go to and say, okay, I have 5 minutes. Which area do I want to take care of right now? So that little worksheet is in that community. I'll make sure that I find it in there for those of us that are in there, that you can maybe come back to it if you want. We have talked about this before, but I think it's just a really great tool this time of year, especially to be able to bring those, mindful, intentional moments of self-care into our day, so the holidays don't seem so stressful and overwhelming like they typically can. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Be sure to join that community if you want to access that little worksheet that I've created. If not, you can just kind of like think about the 6 key areas and things that you would like to do to work on those things, and embrace that type of self-care for yourself, to be able to live that more balanced life, feeling like you have kind of spent those moments in your day taking care of you, right? Because we need to take care of ourselves. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you, what else do I need to talk about today? I don't think really anything else. If you guys, that's it. That's all I want to talk about. Okrin says, I know I actually get to watch you live. I know. My timing has been weird this week, just the way that life has gone. So anyway, thanks for everyone who popped in and said hi. And if you watch this later, say hi to me then, and I'll make sure I come back on later and say hi to you then as well. So join my community if you're not in there already. We'd love to welcome you into that space. And other than that, we will see you guys on Monday for my video then. So have the best weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.